The notion that all these fragments are separately existent is evidently an illusion, and this illusion cannot do other than lead to endless conflict and confusion. These words, written by physicist David Bohm in 1980, challenge not just physics, but our entire way of thinking about reality. Born in 1917 in Pennsylvania, Bohm became one of the most original minds in 20th century science. A physicist who refused to accept that the quantum world was fundamentally random. A thinker who saw connections where others insisted on separation. His journey began at Penn State and Berkeley, where he worked with the legendary J. Robert Oppenheimer. His doctoral thesis on plasmas was so groundbreaking that the government classified it during World War II. But it was his encounter with quantum mechanics that would define his life's work and ignite decades of controversy. Most physicists embraced the Copenhagen interpretation. It suggested that particles existed in multiple states until observed, at which point they suddenly collapsed into one definite state. This view, championed by Niels Bohr and Werner Heisenberg, implied that reality itself was fundamentally indeterminate. Bohm rejected this conclusion. In 1952, he proposed what became known as the Bohm interpretation, or pilot wave theory. Particles, he argued, always have definite positions and velocities. They are guided by a quantum potential, an invisible wave connecting them across space. The appearance of randomness masks a deeper deterministic order. The quantum world isn't lawless. We simply haven't grasped the deeper layer beneath what we measure. This defiance of orthodoxy made him both admired and isolated. Many dismissed his ideas as a return to outdated determinism. But Bohm saw something his critics missed. The quantum potential implied that particles separated by vast distances could remain instantaneously connected. The universe wasn't a collection of isolated objects. It was an undivided whole. This insight crystallized into what he called the implicate order. Reality, Bohm taught, has two aspects. The explicate order is what we see, distinct objects existing in space and time. But beneath this visible surface lies the implicate order, a realm where everything is enfolded into everything else, where separation is merely limited perception. Space is not empty, it is full, a plenum as opposed to a vacuum, and it is the ground for the existence of everything, including ourselves. Consider a hologram. Break the plate into pieces, and each fragment contains the entire image, though less clearly. In the same way, each part of the universe contains information about the totality. Bohm wrote that individuality is only possible if it unfolds from wholeness. We are not isolated selves. We are expressions of a deeper, unified reality. This was not merely abstract physics. Bohm believed that our fragmented thinking, dividing reality into objects, nations, ideologies, creates the very conflicts that plague humanity. Fragmentation, he warned, is now very widespread, not only throughout society, but within each individual. And this, he said, is leading to a general confusion of the mind. Our divisions are not inevitable. They are products of thought that has forgotten its own nature. This recognition drew Bohm into a remarkable collaboration. In 1961, he encountered the philosopher Jiddu Krishnamurti. Their dialogue would span 25 years, producing more than 140 recorded conversations. Together they explored how thought creates divisions while claiming merely to observe them. Thought constructs our reality, and then pretends it had no role in the construction. Recognizing this process, Bohm argued, was essential for genuine transformation. From this collaboration emerged Bohm's pioneering work on dialogue. not debate, not discussion, but collective exploration where participants suspend assumptions and think together. Through authentic dialogue, he believed groups could access a shared pool of meaning, transcending individual perspectives. In this flow, mind and matter are not separate substances. They are different aspects of one whole and unbroken movement. Bohm's vision extended beyond physics and philosophy. It reached into how we organize ourselves. If consciousness and matter are aspects of a unified whole, then the separations we see between mind and body, individual and society, humanity and nature, reflect not reality itself, but the limits of our perception. David Bohm died in 1992, but his vision endures. He saw what many scientists still resist, that the universe is not a machine made of separate parts, but an interconnected whole in constant flux. His work bridges physics, philosophy, and consciousness. It suggests that the divisions we experience in science, in society, and within ourselves reflect not how things are, but how we've learned to see them. He taught that wholeness is not something to achieve. It is something to recognize. It has always been there, hidden beneath our habit of division. The quantum world, with its mysterious connections and apparent paradoxes, is not showing us chaos. It is inviting us to see deeper, to recognize that separation itself is the fundamental misconception. And in that recognition lies not just better science, but the possibility of a more integrated way of being human. I'm grateful for the moments shared in discourse. May our paths cross again in the fullness of time.